I always cry.
So Deanna Dikeman, nice to meet you and happy to welcome you here in Switzerland. And we are here in Vevey for this festival that celebrates images. So my first question would be, what was your introduction to images? Was it as a child looking at books, or was it later in your life?
It was as a child with my father. He had a camera and he took pictures, slide pictures of the family birthday parties and
like family pictures.
And he got me a little camera.
Ah, okay.
So I followed my dad around. It was his hobby.
And did you play with your camera, or were you doing the same thing that your father would do, or would
pretty
you
much
follow him?
No, pretty much just what my father did, yeah.
So at that point, how did you look at these images? Were they prints or slides, or was it more like projected images, or was it more family albums?
Little albums, little square pictures from a Kodak Brownie.
Do you still have these images?
I do.
Oh, that's the joy also about these images that are still here and we can have them in our hands.
Yes.
So what is very interesting about the festival is that we show photography outdoor. It's here, accessible for everyone, and your work is shown in a park where everyone can just stay and spend some time and watch your work. So what was your experience looking at these people going around your work? People that are just here, even walking in the street, or visitors, but some people maybe are not specifically coming for the exhibition. They are just here, you know, as spending a nice day in Vevey.
That's a good question, because I just walked by, I sat there for a few minutes before I came here. And I watched the people walk around, and some of them would go very quickly, and some of them would slow down and back up and point and take a picture with their camera. It was very interesting to watch them look. And some would point out things in the pictures. And I was off to the side, so I didn't get to hear what they were saying, but it was kind of fun to watch it. And the setting is near a retirement home on purpose. Because my last picture of my mother is when she was in this retirement home and not in her home. So that is why Vevey put that series in that park by that retirement home, which I thought was really sweet.
So yeah, maybe we can discuss a little bit about this series that is very moving series. So we go over all these images. I don't know how many are they, like.
There were 91 individual trips.
91 trips, and every single trip you photographed your parents or your mother then waving when you would leave, right?
Not at first, not every single trip, because when I did the first picture, it was just for fun. I wasn't thinking I was going to do this. I had.
But you were in your car at that point?
Yes, I was in the car and I was leaving, and I took a picture that day, and then I think it was a couple years later till I took another picture. So not every visit or every trip there is documented until towards the end, when I actually knew I was doing the series.
So at what point did you knew that you were doing a series?
It was 27 years total, and it was 17 years into the project. See, I was just taking pictures of my mom and dad because that was my project. And then when I left, I took pictures when I said goodbye because I was sad. And so I wasn't thinking of that as a series. And after 17 years, I started looking through my notebooks full of negatives because I started on film. And I saw these goodbyes. And I saw how things had started to change. And then I knew what I had done and what I needed to do and finish.
So what is also very moving in your series, it's this way of representing time and representing this precious time we have with people, and the fact that it's very precious and this time is not forever. And also I have the feeling that we enter into your work, and at what point it's not just about your life, your parents and this specific place, it's more about everyone, the relationship we can have with people, and the fact that time is flying, and that is very fragile also. So was photography a way for you to keep things in a memory, like, you know, this little precious box where you keep memories? Or what is your approach for photography in that sense?
Well, in these pictures especially, because I was leaving and I lived away, I wasn't close, it was a car trip, and I felt sad. And so I knew that maybe I wouldn't see one of them again. So if I had a picture, then I kind of felt like they were in my camera, and I got to take them with me in the camera when I left, which is silly, but it meant something, and it made it easier to leave.
Some photographers, they think their work, something that is more intimate, it means looking at books, and photography is meant for books. And other photographers think their work more as an exhibition. What do you think about yourself? Because we are now here and it's an exhibition. What is for you the best way to share your work with the world? Books, exhibitions?
Well, either way, I think as long as you can go through the series and see the story, if you turn the pages, or if you walk like here from picture to picture, you begin to catch the story. But you can't look at just one or two pictures and know what I wanted to say. So I think either one works for me.
Yeah, for you
this.
it's both ways. I have a final question. We are here in a beautiful hotel and they have a restaurant, and tonight you can invite someone for dinner. Who would that be? You can choose whoever you want. That could be someone very well known, that could be someone dead or living, celebrity or not. Who would you choose?
It would be my mom and dad.
Oh.
If they could see this, they would be so excited and so proud and so happy. And they kind of wouldn't believe it.
To be here in Switzerland.
Yeah, from the middle of Iowa to be in Switzerland, they would just be going, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and to share this very intimate relationship to everyone, and also talk and share that with everyone.
Yeah, that would mean the world if I could show it to them.
Thank you. Thank you, Deanna.